Hey, cosmic superstars, welcome to Honest Flow. My name is Teo, and in this virtual sacred space, we basically just have open and honest conversations, and it's all about helping you to expand your mind and hopefully offer a new perspective, hopefully, help you to think differently and really just become more conscious beings that operate in more heart led ways than mind led. I hope that makes sense. So, I actually wanted to come on and record this video about mastering self doubt. And the reason I am coming on here to talk about this is because I actually had a client, my actually last client over the weekend, came to me and asked me about how to master self doubt. And to be honest, I felt like I was put on the spot. I felt like I really had to sit back and reflect on my own life and whether I had mastered that myself. And the truth is, I haven't, in the sense that I still am riddled with self doubt every single day of my life. However, it doesn't have a strong presence in my life. It's not as loud as it used to be. And the reason is because I've really taken the time to get to know myself. I've really done the inner work. And what I mean by that is I have analyzed a whole bunch of personal charts online, both paid and free, to really get to know myself, to really understand what my positive traits are, what my gifts and talents are, and at the same time, understand the challenges, the obstacles, the things that I need to sort of learn in this lifetime and really navigate those. And in doing so, in really getting to know yourself, you almost become this really empowered, embodied version of yourself. And when you know yourself and when you own your goods and your bads, your positives and your negatives, it's really hard for anyone to break you. And it's really hard for that little doubtful voice in your head to take control. Instead, it starts to take a back seat. And that's what I really want people to understand. If you really want to master your self doubt, you can't really get rid of it, but you can master it simply by really knowing who you are, simply by really grounding into you are, grounding into you are grounding into who you are. Sorry, I have this habit of getting tongue tied at times. I do feel that I have speech impediments. I think I have some sort of disclaimer down here that you can read about that. Okay, so please forgive me. Anyway, so I really want you to understand that self-doubt cannot be fully gotten rid of, but it can be mastered in the sense that we can sort of push it back, tell it to take a back seat, and let the more empowered, positive voice come through. The voice that is connected to your heart, to your soul, right? And that's really how you start to master the self doubt. And secondly, the second piece of advice I gave this, young gentleman. He's not that young. He's probably only 10-ish years younger than me. The second piece of advice is that I told him to evaluate and assess his environment and look at the people he's around and, you know, do the hard thing, which is move away from these people, release these people, cut these people out. Anyone who causes you to doubt yourself, question yourself, anyone that causes you to feel like you can't express yourself fully as your true authentic self, anyone that causes you to feel like you must play small, play dumb, these are not your people. These are not people that create environments where you can flourish and grow. We can't grow, we can't flourish, we can't step into our power if we're around people who belittle us, people who cause us to doubt ourselves. And sometimes they don't do it in direct ways, they do it in indirect ways. They make subtle, backhanded comments. If you leave someone's company and feel miserable and drained afterwards, that's a sign to let those people go. And yes, it is hard. Yes, it sucks. But it's what's needed for your own mental state, for your own emotional and spiritual health. And trust me, I have been there. I held on to people for longer than required, right? Like I was holding on to people for 30 years, 15 years, 20 years. And honestly, over the last couple of years, 2, 3 years now, I've been letting people go, just cut, 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 cut. Because what I came to realize was these people weren't really bringing anything to the table except stress, drama, chaos. They always brought problems to me. And then when I helped them, they wouldn't even listen to my advice. And on top of that, in parallel to that, they always kind of slide in these backhanded comments that would make me question myself, question my abilities, make me feel self conscious. And this is not good. This is not healthy. This is not healthy. And I started to realize that it was getting worse and worse because I would start to come home feeling drained, angry, bitter, resentful. And there were moments where I was just crying. I was breaking down because I was so frustrated. Frustrated actually at myself for not speaking up for myself, for not saying what I was really feeling and just letting these people basically step all over me, walk all over me, stomp all over me, throw dirt at me. That's how it felt. And then I realized, you know what? No more. I'm done. I'm done. And as much as it hurt, because there were good experiences with these people too. We had a lot of fun together. We socialized together. You know, there were a lot of positive memories. But nearing the end of our chapter, it was just a lot of toxic memories, memories that were causing me to feel very angry. And I didn't want this anger anymore. And so I let these people go. And the moment I let people go one by one, slowly, one after the other, you know what was really interesting? Opportunities started coming through and landing, into my lap, just like that, without me having to try. And that made me realize all along, I just needed to let these people go for my blessings to come in because these people were blocking my blessings. They were blocking opportunities from me because they were draining me. They were taking my energy. There was no space. My mind was constantly filled with their names and all the things that they did to hurt me. Like I was constantly thinking about those things. However, once I let them go, it was like relief. I just felt so at peace. And that peace brought in the opportunities, the blessings, the abundance, the love from others. And yeah, I really want you guys to understand that if you want to master your self doubt, there are two key things that I personally recommend. And that is one, really get to know yourself, own who you are. And I want you to understand that it's not just about knowing all your positive traits, your talents, your divine set of gifts, but also understanding the shadow aspects of yourself too, the not so positive traits, like understanding the areas where you need to grow and improve and be more mindful of. Because yeah, it's important to understand both sides and to understand that it's okay to have both light and darkness within you. That's who we are. We are both light and dark. We are feminine and masculine. We are high and low, positive and negative. We're all of it. We are all of it, and we need to own that and be okay with that and understand that it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have a day when you had a bit of a breakdown, a meltdown. It's okay to be angry. These are real human emotions. These are things we must feel. We're here to feel. They call this 3D, the third dimension, and three actually is a number that represents emotion, right? And this is an emotional world, guys, and we were here to actually feel it. And it's also, three is also a number of expression, right? So we're here to express, to feel, to go through all these things because that's what the human experience is all about. Three also represents exploration and experience. So, yeah, I want you to understand that owning yourself is step number one, and then evaluating your environment and making sure you cut the cords with the ones that sort of bring you down, the ones that don't help you grow, that don't serve your future timeline. They need to be let go of. And that will eventually lead you to mastering your self doubt. And not only that, getting you to align to your soul and walk your highest path, reach your highest timeline. Okay, so I hope that gave you some insights, and I hope that was helpful. And thank you for just listening. I love you guys, and take care. I'm just looking. No, it always takes me a while to find the stop recording because I record this on Zoom.